Hello, everybody. We are live. We are live. We are live.
Hello.
We are waiting on Sam. Typical. We are waiting on Sam Boy. Isn't it typical? There's two
Yeah.
people here. I think one of those people we already know who's here. Our good friend Sam. The Sam Kelly, our good friend. Not our co-host Sam, a female Sam. the,
Yeah. Hi,
re-
Sam.
the real Sam. Well, anyways, how's everything with you, Lawrence, while we wait for Sam Boy?
Yeah, everything's good with me. Yeah, I've since of course what I'm mainly here for this evening is to talk about my Griffish 2026 experience, which was totally awesome, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm really glad that I went. Um,
Nice. Excuse me. Yeah, we couldn't talk a bit about that, like your experiences and everything of Griffish
yeah,
Isles.
well, I on Friday the 1st of May. I got to the Pendulum Hotel much later than originally planned. One of the reasons being is that my mum was going to go up to Manchester as well and stay with my sister's boyfriend's family whilst I was at the convention.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, mum was the mode of transport, and due to inevitable hold-ups setting off, we didn't set up. I think for over an hour and a half till later than planned, and then of course we had to make a couple of stops on the way, including to get something to eat. My mum dropped her phone in the car park at a service station, so we spent about 25 minutes looking for it, and then I finally got to Manchester, and of course I met up with my sister and her boyfriend Josh. You remember Josh,
Mm-hmm.
don't you, John? You've met
Yeah, I
Josh.
remember.
Yeah, so we met up, and yes, and Josh gave me a lift to the hotel. So I arrived there about 7 o'clock, so I say quite a bit later than planned. So I got checked into my room, and then I settled in, and then I just chilled for a couple of hours, and then went down to the bar area on the Friday night where all the people who were staying for where most of the people that were already there staying for the full weekend were.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a chat with a few people, had a couple of drinks, and then called it a night. And then on the Saturday morning, got up, showered, had breakfast, went and got me lanyard, and then of course went and had a look round the vendor hall, which by the way is a very small vendor hall. But having it been with my second time to British Isles this year was one thing I really think that stands out about Griffish Isles from the other conventions I regularly attend is that it's one that's really aimed at the adult audience for MLP.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed it's really for the older fans, whereas the difference with PonyCon, with it being a much bigger con, you do get the adults and the kids there. I mean, there were a few kids there, of course, but yes, it's very aimed at the older fans, sort of the Brony and Pegasister audience. I went round to the vendor hall. Then I went to the opening ceremony, and
Right. Okay.
and then went to a couple of panels. Yes, the voice actor guest on video call they had. I think his name was Peter New. He was actually Big Macintosh's voice actor.
Yeah. I know him.
Peter
Yeah.
New, Peter New. His name is. Yeah, I went
Yep.
to that. That was good. And then so throughout the day, it was just a matter of chatting to people, going back and forth to the dealer room, and luckily, because obviously I'd had a proper hotel breakfast, so I didn't need to eat anything till dinner time. So when all the panels were finished on the Saturday, I went and got something to eat, and then I came back and freshened up and got ready for the concert. The concert was fantastic. I had several MLP themed DJs. The only thing was this year, Prince Whatever wasn't there.
All right, okay.
I don't know if what I heard was that he was originally supposed to be there, but he wasn't able to make it. Of course, we've seen Prince Whatever many times, both at PonyCon and then at Griffish 2025. But yeah, the concert was very fun, and then that went on the whole day on Saturday. I think was around a 14-hour day in total, because they open the vendor hall. They start sort of enrollment at about around 9:30ish, and then you have an hour. You can look around the trader hall, and then I think at 10:30 was when the opening ceremony was. And then the whole thing kind of just went on till around 11:30 at night, from then to when the concert finished. And then on the Sunday, I got up, had breakfast, went down to the trader hall, then went to the bingo, which by the MLP Bexy's bingo, which by the way I didn't win anything, but I knew I wouldn't. And then I. As usual, just went back and forth sort of around the trader hall. I went to the chill out area, which is basically like similar to the Britannia buddies at PonyCon, which is like you just have your chill out room where you can do some art colouring and just sit and chat to people. They had a games room when they were talking about the MLP games, video games, and there was the. I don't know if you've heard of Pony Carts, John, which is like a retro style sort of pony themed sort of version of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I had to go on that. I went to the karaoke room, and then for the rest of the day, just and then sat sort of around, went back and forth to the bar area. And I was having a really good time. And then finally around 5 o'clock-ish is when the closing ceremony was. Then I went and got something to eat, went back to the hotel, went and put my head down for a couple of hours, and then got up, went to the bar, had one last drink, and then on Monday said my final goodbyes at my last breakfast, and then we headed off home.
Very good. Sounds like you had a good time then.
Yeah, I did. Seen a lot of PonyCon regulars also attend the con. Attend Griffish Isles. Of course, Sam and I will be attending UK PonyCon this year in October.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sadly I can't make it again this time around.
Yeah, as I say, John, if if we should get the chance to go to Griffish Isles, I think you would I think you would quite like it.
Yeah, I don't mind trying it out sometime. Yeah, it's just
as I say, it wasn't originally on the cards this year, but due to a lucky turn of events, I have been able to go. So I was potentially, I don't know what your plans for next year might be, but if there is going to be one, I wonder if either you or Sam might like to go. Maybe we could split the hotel cost between us.
Yeah, we'll see what's what. I mean, if we can find a hotel that or a room that can.
Yeah, the only thing is I don't think the Pendulum do rooms for 3.
No, well, obviously I went to the Pendulum, so I'm familiar with that hotel now, because obviously that's where
it is, and to be fair, it is actually a really good hotel. Yeah, the only thing is but it really is. I mean, there are other hotels in the area.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of option. I mean, obviously, the Pendulum Hotel is like right in the centre of
Yeah, and of
Manchester
course
city centre.
that's where the con is, and
Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
yeah. So it was
yeah,
definitely a trip worth doing. It was very very warm, very warm atmosphere, and and of course the people from the other four, I think the other three main pony conventions around the UK are. You had the Festival of Friendship crew were there. You had yeah, you had of course UK Pony, some of UK PonyCon were there,
mhm.
and
It's almost like the precursor, isn't it? That one for them.
yeah.
It's like I think they to be honest, I think Griffish Owls and UK PonyCon, I think they kind of help each other out.
Yeah, they do. I mean, well, they're always. Yeah, I think the yeah. I think I don't. I think there's. Is it Brony Scott? There was a crew from Brony Scott there as well. They have
Yeah,
crews of all the and
I think Brony Scott's one Sam wants to do. I'm sure he's mentioned that one before.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a collective of everyone that's in the UK that are part of the fandom. Really, when it comes to the
yeah,
convention,
yeah,
I think they all probably all come together and help each other out because you know there is a fair few conventions, but there's only a couple of them in the UK that have survived.
yeah. I know. I mean, the thing is, yeah, and it'd be so good if there was still like an official sort of a BronyCon for the UK. But then again, that's kind of died down, and I think it's just now that the franchise currently isn't active at the moment, people are just saying fans are genuine fans, despite that the love is still very much there. There's no doubt about that.
Hmm. Very good. But yeah, still waiting on Sam. He said he'd be about 10 minutes to come on, but unfortunately, he's not messaged me back. He's gone offline again. So I'm really hoping he hasn't come into a similar problem to the last stream we did. But we'll see. But he said he went to the house. We'll talk
Yeah.
a bit more about that when Sam comes on, if he comes on. But he said he had to go to the house for a bit, and he's only just got back. So, yeah. But yeah, so it sounds like you had a good time. Then that's the main thing.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Do
I
you want to
say
show?
the only downside was arriving so much later on the Friday. I mean, because I knew the room would be ready at 2, but we didn't set off till around I think till an hour before then. Of course, it was
Hmm,
like a 2.5 hour drive, and of course
yeah.
we did have to make a couple of stops. So what I've learned in future is go up on the train, because it's so ideal to go to Piccadilly Station, because it's literally 10 minutes from there. So
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I mean, it is. I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever makes it easier for you, really.
yeah,
It's. Yeah. I mean, when obviously I've been to the Pendulum Hotel before, once before, obviously for
yeah,
that TFN Manchester that I went to back
yeah,
in March. That's also based at the Pendulum, and but yeah, it's a good hotel. It definitely is a decent hotel. It's a little bit up and downy, but it's a good little. The rooms are compact, but they don't really have. I don't think they have because I found out that it was actually I think it used to be youth accommodation for the university.
yeah,
So it was kind of converted from like some kind of like a student dormitory.
yeah.
So a lot of the
I
hotel
mean, no,
rooms are
in
really
terms,
compact.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It is a great hotel, and everyone was great. All the crew, all the staff were absolutely, well, they were very helpful.
Hmm.
And what I've noticed is yeah, it's an ideal place to host small conventions, say like TFN Manchester, or events like Griffish Isles. um you know and yeah, and as I say, it was just a generally warm atmosphere, and You know, and my hope would be in the future that I can make it a bit more of a regular thing.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Well, like I say, I mean, if that's, I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think like obviously UK Ponycon and Griffish Owls, I think they're a good option for us to go
yeah,
along to. I mean, I'd
yeah.
like to
Well,
check
I'm
out the
just,
Scottish
I'm
one
just,
as well. But
yeah, I'm just thinking there now is that what's it? This year will be my 7th PonyCon. I can't believe it. Because yeah, Sam and I first went in 2019, then we went in 2021, 2022, and I think 2023 was the first time you were with us, John, and then you came with us the following year in 2024 when Ashley Ball was there, of course, and then we did last year. So this year it'll be this year it'll be our 7th one.
bloody hell, that's time's flown there, isn't it?
Yeah. And as
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
I'm thinking next year, if TFA, I'm sure I'll be there at TF Nation next year, 2027. That'll mark 10 years for me since my first one, 2017. Obviously, that's counting the 2 years that it wasn't on. But yeah, this year, I think this year it's my 8th TFN.
wow. Yeah, it's kind of strange when you look at how you don't really look at how many years you just go because you enjoy going to these things, and
Yeah.
you don't really think about how much time has passed. But when you really do kind of sit down and think about it, I mean, obviously, I've been going to Birmingham for a convention mainly for like obviously back in the day it was Auto Assembly, and then obviously TF Nation after that,
Was it
and
2010 was the first auto assembly you went to?
yes, for me and Sam, it was our first 2010,
Oh, so
and that's
you've
our
technically been going for 14 years. Well, that's not counting the 2 years for lockdown.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, if the issue with the lockdown didn't happen, I think I'd be coming up to nearly 15 years, 14, 15 years going non-stop. But there was them 2 years where there wasn't allowed to do one,
Hmm.
unfortunately. Come on, Sam, where is he? He always lets us down at last minute. I don't know why. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, that was that's really cool. I'm glad you had a good time. Did you want to show off any of your boats? Have you got anything
Yeah,
with
well,
you?
I've bought one item, and I bought, and this is my flat huggable rainbow dash that I got for a real bargain.
That's 20% cooler.
Yeah, yeah, she really does look very nice.
Very cool.
So she's got the wings on the back there.
Mhm.
Beauty mark, of course, on the side. Typical of most plushies, that she only has they only have the cutie mark on one side. Yes, and yes, I think yes, this is a Hasbro plush. But yeah, she's very nice. She's very soft, soft and floppy. And of course, she's
Rainbow
sort of
Dash.
in humanoid form, sort of. She's flat. Got the flat arms and legs. Yeah, she's been one of my new pillows.
Very nice. Very cute. Very cute. I mean, obviously, you can't go wrong with Rainbow Dash, to be quite honest.
Yeah, as I say, as well as the Maud Pie plush I've got coming, that my lovely friend Sam, I don't know Sam if she's here, she's making me. She's doing, and by the way, Sam, if you're there, you are doing a fantastic job on that plush with the pictures you've shown me. I really appreciate the work you're putting in, and I can't wait, till July to TFN to compensate you for your hard work, and of course, then I finally get to have a cuddle with her with the plush. And of course, I'll probably give you a thank you hug as well. Yeah.
She was here. She has been in, but unfortunately, she's had to go to work.
Yeah,
So,
and
but she has
as
been
well,
in.
I've also got a new Luna plush on the way that I ordered. Yeah, so the very nice, very nice Luna that I've been looking at them for about a week since I got back from Griffish, but I finally caved in and bought one. So that's on its way. What about you, John? So have you watched any episodes of the show recently, or?
No, I haven't. I haven't watched. I haven't watched anything of Friendship is Magic or anything for a while. I have been thinking about doing a watch through again.
Yeah,
Try and get familiar with it because it's been a long time since because I followed it right up from. Well, I started watching it obviously around season 3. So I picked it up around 2000. Sorry, I picked it up around season 3, and then I went back right to the beginning, and I just followed it from season 3 onwards every time a new season started. So ever since it stopped, ever since Friendship Magic ended with season 9, I haven't really gone back to it and given it a proper watch through again from season 1 through to 9.
But do you ever like just enjoy? Do you ever like just enjoy just watching some of your favorite episodes here and there?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I revisit the Equestria Girls a lot more than I do the show. I rewatch the films now and a fair few times, at least once a year.
The week before Griffish, during that week I watched I rewatched the Gen 5 movie, A New Generation, on Netflix, and then the night before I left for Manchester on the Thursday night evening, I watched the Gen 4 Friendship is Magic movie. That really gets me in the mood for PonyCons, conventions.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I mean, when you know, usually if, it's like when I went to UK PonyCons, those I don't know, I've only been to 2 of them, but you know, I would kind of like watch a few episodes or watch a bit of the Equestria Girls, kind of to yeah. I definitely want to do a rewatch again. I mean, obviously, I watched all of G5. I watched all of it, and to be honest, I liked some aspects of it. Some of it, some of the songs later on, especially my favorite for the songs is Misty's songs. I think Misty's songs are the best.
Yeah,
for me personally. But I just I haven't really. I need to revisit Friendship is Magic again and really kind of like give it a proper watch through and kind of rekindle my spark for it again. Because even though I love Friendship is Magic, always will, it's just obviously I haven't done a full on watch through from season 1 through to 9. Like ever, because obviously I started off at season 3, watched like one random episode, and then went right back to the beginning and just started from the beginning.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, the very first thing I sort of watched was was the first Equestria Girls film, and then I was quite impressed by that. So following words from you and Sam and a couple of other friends I knew who were into it, I was very eager to check out the show.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I was pretty late to the party, to be honest with it. Really.
Well, I was very late. I mean, I'm thinking next year's 2027, which will mean I've been a fan for 10 years. I started getting into it really in 2017 when when the G4 film was released.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, I do know that interesting kind of tidbit forever. So there is one person watching. I don't know who it is. I don't know if Sam's still here or our friend Sam Kelly. I don't know if she's still here, but there is one person that is still here. So I don't know who it is. Whoever it is, come and say hello if you wish. But yeah, so I do know like the first between 2010. So obviously, Friendship Magic started in 2010.
Yeah.
But then I think between like the first there he is. From 2010 through to 2013, I think within that ballpark.
We've got two people in.
Yep, there's somebody here. Yep, our friend Ryan. Ryan's here.
Hello, Ryan.
Hey guys. Hi Ryan, how you doing?
Hi Ryan, welcome in.
But yeah, so like I think the 3 seasons, like, so, like, 1 to 3 is kind of in the ballpark of when a lot of fans picked it up, and a lot of the what can I say? A lot of the creative stuff started being uploaded to YouTube around about that time frame. Within that
Yeah.
first 2 or 3 seasons, that is where a lot of, like, the OG creators, like Prince Whatever, he kind of popped up around about
Yeah.
2013, I think. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was either 2013 or 15, or somewhere around that ballpark where Prince Whatever started gaining traction. And I mean, obviously, when I started watching the show, I got really, really into a guy called AC Racebest. I don't know if you have heard of him, Lawrence.
Don't think I have, no.
No, I started watching him. He's basically AC Racebest is best friends with a guy called Saberspark.
Yeah, I know of Saberspark, yeah.
Yeah, he's best friends with Saberspark, and he basically vlogs. He goes along as a guest of honor for the YouTube creators panels, and he films, like, vlogs the whole journey, and he's gone to all of the major ones in America, literally all of them. There's one in Vegas, and all the ones that are sadly no longer going, like BronyCon, for instance. He went to that a lot as well. Every Free Northwest, he goes to that one. Quite a few of the really well known MLP conventions in the States. And I used to, basically, when I picked up the show, I discovered him just by chance with looking up different people on YouTube that were fans. And yeah, I really liked his videos, and it kind of got me. He kind of got me into both. Obviously, I was really into the show, of course, and then obviously I started getting into the fan base stuff as well. With checking out, like, Prince Whatever. I used to listen to a lot of his music, and a few other people that were part of it as well that did the music side. And then I used to really enjoy a lot of the fan animations as well. There were some really good fan animations.
Yeah.
And then
Recently I rewatched some, like some that parody films. They do, like, the Lord of the Rings and the Matrix reenacted by ponies. Yeah, they're quite funny.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favourites is, I've forgotten the name who did it. I don't know if Ryan might remember, but there was basically, all I remember from what might jog some people's memory is Fluttershy is is voiced by the guy. It's all the characters are voiced by the guy who created the little animations.
Yeah.
And it basically, Fluttershy goes, "Hey, hey, hey, what did I say about going in my shed?" I love that one, and basically it's messed up, and basically it's messed up fan animation, but I really, really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, very on the knuckle and then obviously there's the Cupcake HD as well, which is absolutely insane. Is it Cupcake? Not Cupcake. Oh, that's a completely different thing altogether. Smile HD. Sorry, Smile HD. Smile HD was basically the song "Smile," obviously for Pinkie Pie, and this fan animation where it basically goes Dragon Ball Z-esque. And
yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some really creative stuff in the fan base. There really, really is. I mean, like I say, I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, one thing I do have respect for, even though sadly it ultimately failed, for Gen 5, Make Your Mark. One thing I do like is that they got actually fan creator, somebody that was really well known at doing some really good pony fan art based on Friendship is Magic and such. I think it was someone called Imilu, something like that. And that person got brought on officially through Hasbro and through Entertainment One, I think or E1 or whatever at the time. and she basically did the character designs for Make Your Mark and the movie. So
Yeah.
she did all the character designs. So it's actually really good that they actually did get somebody a part of the fan base, a really good, promising artist to do that. But unfortunately, it didn't really do very well, sadly. But still, it's really cool that somebody was credited that was part of the fan base who was a really good fan artist.
Yeah.
Still waiting on Sam Boy. I've messaged him and he's gone dark on me again, so I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm hoping that the last time, folks, obviously me and Lawrence did a live stream. Sam was supposed to join us again, and he had problems with his computer. He then told me when we saw each other after that, when I saw Sam after the last live stream, he said apparently his cooling system needed cleaning out. Something with his cooling system on his computer, and it wouldn't allow the computer to work properly. So he said he cleaned it out, and subsequently his computer started working fine again. But then we say about going live tonight, and he's nowhere to be seen again. So I do apologise to anyone watching us. We're not lying when we say Sam's going to join us. It's just unfortunately I don't know. Sam's got a lot on his plate at the moment with
with the process of moving in, getting a house ready and moving in and stuff. I can understand that.
I can understand that myself as well. But I mean, like I say, I messaged him at like 1 o'clock this afternoon. Are you still up for it? And he messaged me yes. And then apparently he's been at the house today for some reason, and he said it'd be 10 minutes. But he hasn't. I don't know where he is. So at this point, I think he's gone completely dark on me. Another minute. So I do apologise to everybody that's watching. If you wanted all three of us again, I do apologise. It's kind of annoying, but I can also kind of completely understand where Sam's coming from. He's very busy at the moment, preoccupied with other things. But we've still got me and Lawrence. We've still got the beautiful of the three. But anyway, it's one of them. Life gets in the way. Life throws us spanners.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, life does get in the way.
But on a light note, I know probably people are wondering why the sudden change of camera angle, John. Well, I'm trying out a different angle for the webcam. I've managed to be able to put the webcam right here on some CDs for now. I might have to get something like a little tripod for it.
How was that? That camera, that stand thing you got from TikTok Shop, John?
This is what I'm using right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up a mic boom arm. So yeah, I went on the TikTok shop as you do, and I was just browsing. I've never purchased anything off the TikTok shop ever in my life, and I was just browsing. Oh no, I wasn't browsing. I was just browsing TikTok, and like a random advert came up, and I was like, "That's interesting." And I clicked the link, and it did go straight through to the TikTok shop, official TikTok shop. It was an actual kind of advert, somebody actually reviewing it, and it was pretty cheap as well, and I managed to get £10 off it with a coupon, which I was happy about. But no, it's really good. This is the first time I'm using it. It's a low profile boom arm. It's designed to be able to fit under monitors and things like that. And it's designed more for, like, as you can see right now, I'm pretty confined where I am. I don't have as much free space where I do my live streams or where my computer is. So it's actually kind of perfect because I wanted to try and improve my audio. And this microphone is a Razer microphone, and it's a proper condenser microphone similar to like the Blue Yetis.
Yeah. Well, I'm still using my Blue Yeti. I've had my Blue Yeti for 5 years, and I have like a gamer's microphone which I use for my Steam Deck. I have the Blue Yeti that I use for my MacBook.
Nice. I mean, like I said, I used to have a Blue Yeti. Used to have the first generation Blue Yeti, like, years and years ago, and it served me really well. I used to use that a lot for my videos for many years, but unfortunately, as you do, being clumsy, I dropped it a couple of times, unfortunately, and, even though it survived being dropped, but I could tell the audio was starting to go on it. The audio was muffled, and I thought, yeah, it's time to go. It's time to get a different one. And I saw this Razer one. It was reduced on Amazon, and I know Razer are pretty well known, mostly for gamers, and they're starting to move from making stuff for gaming PC stuff, and they're starting to go into like streaming stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll give it a try and see what it's like, the Razer. And you know what? It's not bad for what I paid for it. It's actually quite good. It's a decent little mic, really. It's only a small little thing, as you can see here, but it's not too
Yeah.
intrusive. But yeah, I'm going to start using this little boom arm thing that I got for most of my live streams. But what I do like is I can actually use this as a tripod for and you can actually put either the webcam, or you can put a mobile phone holder.
Yeah.
You can screw a mobile phone holder to it, so you can use it as a tripod for like any sort of video you're doing. So it's actually got two functions to it. So very good. Why don't you try giving Sam a ring, Lawrence? I
I
mean,
will do. Yeah.
yeah, I'll mute it for a minute while you do it.
Yeah. Just mute me for a minute. I'll be right back. Yeah. John,
Oops.
for a couple of minutes while I just go and give our other mysterious member a call.
Okie doke. Just give me one moment. There we go. Yeah, we do apologise about this, folks. I know things. I know. Well, we was hoping Sam would actually join us tonight, so he can fill you in on what's going on in his life at the moment. He's been very busy. I know last time we tried to do a stream, unfortunately, the last time we tried to do a stream, he ran into some PC problems. As computers, technology is great when it works, you know. But unfortunately, he's recently bought a house. He's bought his very first house, and he got the keys a week ago. He officially got the keys, signed the documents, and he's got the keys to the house. He literally got them about just over a week ago. And at the moment, he's currently in the process of getting things sorted out, parcels, mail, all that kind of stuff coming through. So he's just checking everything over. He said off air, he was before we went live, he was going to be on in 10 minutes. He'd been to the house and he'd only just got home. So I do apologise for this, folks. I do apologise, and to you, Ryan, and to anyone else that's watching. It's a bit unprofessional, but end of the day, this is just a hobby for us all, and it would have been nice if we could get all three of us on a stream again, because it has been so long to get all three of us on a stream. It has literally been over a year now, or a good year, since all three of us was on a stream together. I know, obviously, me and Lawrence did a stream a couple of weeks back. The whole idea of us going live tonight was for Lawrence to talk about his experience for Griffish Isles, which he did. He had a good time, which is good. But we're just going to try and see if we can get hold of him tonight and see if we can get him to come on. I think, yeah, but anyway. But if there's anything in particular anyone wants to ask, Ryan, anybody watching? I know there's two people currently watching at the moment. So if there's anything in particular you would want to ask in relation to MLP, it could be anything, animation, it could be films, it could be anything. We can have a nice little chat. Don't be shy. You're more than welcome to send us messages, and I can bring them up in real time, and we can have a chat as we go along. But I hope this boom arm thing that I've got, I know it's still a work in progress. it's probably not going to be right here, right in front of my face, and I can maneuver it, but I'm just kind of giving it its first proper test since I got it, and I set it up today properly. So I'm gonna use this for my live streams from now on because everybody uses these things, and I just think it makes it look a little bit more professional when someone's got one of these. That's just me personally. Lawrence is back. Hang on, let me bring you in again.
Hello, mate. Yeah,
You're
no
right.
luck. Hi, mate.
No,
No luck, unfortunately. No answer. It was on Messenger. That's the only way I've ever been able to call Sam for years.
yeah, I don't know what's going on, to be honest. I've got a feeling either there's a problem, he can't get on his computer again for whatever reason, or it's something in relation to his house.
Yeah.
Maybe he's popped back home after his old going from his new house, and I don't know. But anyway, it's one of them, innit? Well, Ryan's come back saying, "When will you attend another MLP convention?" Well, Lawrence has just got back. He went last weekend, didn't you, Lawrence, to Griffish Isles?
The weekend before last.
The weekend before last, sorry, yeah. So yeah, obviously Ryan came. I don't know if Ryan's been here since we started, but do you want to just briefly say any more about it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as I say, Ryan. Well, I had a very good time. You know, very nice atmosphere. It's a nice small convention. As I say, I think what stands out about it in comparison to PonyCon is that Griffish Isles is much more geared towards the older fan base. I mean, most of the stuff you'll see there is Gen 4 themed, and I saw very little. Some stalls had some Gen 5 merch, as well as some others did have a little bit of stuff from the older generations. But really, I'm not interested in anything prior to Friendship is Magic. I tried watching some of the Gen 1 stuff just to see what it was like, but I really couldn't get into it. It didn't have the appeal. I think that Gen 4 does for its wide fan base. But yeah, it was I had a really nice chilled out weekend, plenty of activities. Hotel was great. The concert was great, so we had great entertainment. All the crew were extremely helpful. Met some very nice people. Some good cosplayers, and yeah, as I say, overall, just a great weekend away. And when you go to an event like, say, Griffish Isles PonyCon, or I suppose any other sort of pony convention, really it's a real reminder of the pleasure and the privilege it is to be part of this fandom. So you really just feel it.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think the question was aimed at myself as well. Unfortunately, I mean, I wanted to do UK PonyCon again. I've only been to two, sadly, UK PonyCons, and as Lawrence was saying, this year. It's probably going to be the 7th one in a row they've been to.
Yeah, it will be. I can't believe it.
Yeah, so I will I can't promise anything because I don't know. Well, this year I was gonna go this year to UK PonyCon, but I ran out of holiday allowance. I went over on my holiday allowance because I've got other stuff going on this year that I've already planned to do. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go because I don't have. I know it's over a weekend, but I know it's over a weekend, but I prefer to have a little bit of a respite after a convention, especially when UK PonyCons now are about like they're over. Last year it was over 3 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, it starts. They have an extra musical event now on the Friday night, so
Yeah, because in order to get down there, we like to travel down the day before so we can get acquainted. And
Yeah, because as I say, I'm extremely lucky this year that UK PonyCon is, in Leicester, and say I'm from Leicestershire, so for me it's just a one bus trip away, and of course I know Leicester very well. As a matter of fact, I've been there today, and we've got a hotel sorted, and I was right next to the De Montfort University today, actually, so I've seen everything where it's going to be, and there's, as I say, John, it is a shame that you're not, you're not going to be there with us, but you'll be there with us in spirit.
oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just obviously we usually travel down the Thursday the day
Yeah,
before, or we
but the
usually go.
Friday, it's Friday for PonyCon, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's over 3 days now, isn't it?
No, no, no. Well, it begins on the Friday night. Say last year, we still travelled and met up on the Friday last year in Birmingham, and yeah, obviously they were doing registration throughout the day because they had the musical event on the Friday night.
Hmm.
So, but no, there was no panel. I don't think there was any panels or anything on the Friday. It was just an extra bonus was the musical event.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, like I say, we usually, like I said, we usually go down the day before, and we
Yeah.
usually kind of like get there before, get acquainted, find where the hotel is, and then we just kind of a chill time, and then coming home, we usually travel home the Monday. So we usually travel home the Monday, and obviously I work Mondays. I work Mondays through to Thursdays because I have to work 4 day weeks. But um, yeah, I can probably do a weekend thing like the next comment I'll bring on in a minute, as suggested. It's just it's getting down there, and it's also getting back in time as well, so I can go back to work. It also depends on money as well because I've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going away in September, and I'm off for 2 weeks for that, and a lot of my money's going towards that as
So
well.
where are you off to this year then?
Well, I was originally thinking of going Spain, but with everything going on at the moment because of stuff going on in the news with fuel and everything, and apparently there's been cancellations of holidays and things like that when it comes to
Yeah.
flights. Uh, I think it's going to. I don't know what we're going to do yet. It's not been properly finalised where we're going yet, but I have got the time booked off. But I've already got it all booked, and I can't really. I don't want to mess them about with the books at work and cancel it because it could cause a bit of problems for my work. You see, with trying to reschedule another holiday. Um, but we are definitely going to be going away. But at the moment, we're a bit up in the air of where exactly. I know it sounds really bad what I'm saying here in the stream. It really does, but it's just the way the way things are at the moment. What's been going on in the news is a little bit
Yeah.
uncertain, and I don't really want to pay. I don't want to be too trigger happy and pay some money and end up losing it because I found out it. I found out is if you are going abroad, if they cancel your holiday, you should get it back. But if you cancel it for whatever reason, because there's a problem, you will not get your deposit back. You'll lose all the money you paid towards the deposit of the holiday, and I can't really afford to
No, I
that as
don't.
a
No, I know
problem.
what you mean. No, no, I
So
know. I know what you mean. Absolutely, it's certainly not a risk worth taking. It's,
no, it's and plus holidays are expensive, but
yeah, they are. I mean,
and then also I'm going to see a band as well in July. I'm going to see Breaking Benjamin, a band called Breaking Benjamin in
yep, I
July.
know of them. Yep, I quite
Yeah,
like them.
so I'll be going to see them in Birmingham. So yeah, so there's a few things coming up that I've got planned. Um, but as for me going to a future convention, I definitely want to go back to UK PonyCon again. I want to do another one, but it's probably I can't afford to do everything. I need to be logical about things. You know, I can't afford to do everything. Conventions are expensive, even if they are just, even if I went for a couple of days or, you know, just went for like a day trip out. It's, I mean, obviously this year UK PonyCon is in Leicester.
Yeah.
And Leicester from me is pretty far. So to be able to go for, to be able to go to, so in order for me to get from where I live in Hull to Leicester and then from Leicester to Hull again, it's just the logistics for a day trip isn't going to work out. I'd have to obviously
Yeah, because
sleep.
you'd have to go from Hull to Nottingham.
Yeah.
And change at Nottingham.
Let me just get the comments. We've just got Jonathan Wignall is in saying,
Hi, Jonathan.
Yeah,
welcome. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, he just says, if you have to work on a Monday, perhaps a day trip on the Saturday, which he was kind of alluding to in my response as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like he says there, I could stay one night and come home the next day, but it's just, yeah, well, I'll see how things go. I'm not going to promise anything. I'll see how things go. You never know. I might be able to string a little bit of revenue together, and I might be able to come along for like the main Saturday or come down on the Friday. I don't know. I'll have to work it out. I'll have to work it out because at the moment my finances are stretched with different things that I've got going on this year. So we'll see. BT14's back saying, "Hey guys, hope you're doing well."
Hi, BT. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, we're doing very well. Jonathan has come back again saying, "How about Brony Scott?" Well, we have spoken about this a little bit when we first started before we went live. I know Brony Scott has been suggested. I know my good friend Sam, our fellow co-host, who's sadly not here again. I do apologise again. But
has Sam officially confirmed he's not coming on now?
Well, his phone's gone to voicemail, so I'm assuming no. I'll try him again in a minute. He might be.
Let's not. I mean, don't harass him.
No, I'm not going to harass him. I might try him one more time, and if not, then we'll leave it. But no, Brony Scott is definitely possibly a future idea. I don't know what Lawrence thinks about that one, but
where is that one actually? I have heard of it. I don't. Where has that one normally been?
Well, I don't know where it is. Oh, it's in Scotland. Brony Scott is in Scotland. So.
Well, yeah, I'd love to go, but it would be a bit of a trek, wouldn't it?
It is a fair trek, but it won't be much different because obviously, I mean, it is a fair trek, but like I say, it could be maybe a year or a couple of years down the line we might consider doing. I know Sam suggested or said about interest of going to Brony Scott. So we'll see. We'll see about that one. Jonathan says it's in Glasgow in July. It's probably definitely not this year for July because obviously, like I say, I've already got something happening in July.
Yeah.
We've got
TF Nation, our Transformers convention,
and I'm already going to another convention. So I've got So the things I've got. Let me clarify what's going on with me, so people know. Obviously, this is mainly to do with ponies, but I am, me and Lawrence are also fans of Transformers as well, which is another Hasbro property. So this year coming up, I've got a holiday. We've yet to determine where we're actually going, but we're currently saving towards it. But that will probably all come into play very soon. So there's that. That I'm currently saving for. And then there's the band are going to see Breaking Benjamin in July, which is at the beginning of July. And then we've got TF Nation 2026, which is a Transformers convention that is in Birmingham again. That's at the very end. So we travel the 30th of July, we travel there and we come home. I think it's the 3rd of October. So yeah, so I've got a convention, a band, and a holiday to pay money for. So now you can kind of understand where I'm coming from with.
Yeah.
I can't really afford to do a fourth convention, which is UK PonyCon. So this year I'm a little bit financially tied with different things that I've already got planned, and I don't have any holidays left to be able to really do the UK PonyCon, because I personally I would rather have a couple days before going back to work, because the conventions knacker me out, because I'm usually at conventions because obviously the main day at UK PonyCon, for those that have never been, is quite a slog. It's a good 12, 13 hour slog. Because
Yeah,
what
and as I say, despite Griffish, even at Griffish House, despite it was kind of the same amount of time, 13, 14 hour day in total. I mean, I was up at 8 o'clock on the Saturday, went to get breakfast, and then then came back to the room to get freshened up, and then went and got me lanyard, and then but then from that time in the morning, from about 9:30 in the morning, if you've been up from 8 o'clock to get ready to go down and have your breakfast at the hotel, and then as I say, all up to when the concert finishes, it's like a 14 hour day.
they are long. The main day on the Saturday is like the longest day of the whole convention.
Yeah.
The Sundays are when it ends, it ends, and it ends about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So the Sundays are a lot quieter. But the Saturdays, the main day, it's obviously, like I say, we go the day before as well. So that's the travel. It just takes a hell of a lot out of me. I mean, I might look young. I might look like a really, really sexy guy looking at you right now for the webcam, but I am getting old now,
Yeah.
and things start aching when you get to my age. Things start aching in places you didn't know ached. But no, it's just obviously I need to have at least 1 or 2 days before I go back, so I can get home, don't have any problems, and also as well, my there's also there's a lot of stuff going on this year, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to prioritize UK PonyCon for next year. I'm going to prioritize UK PonyCon for next year. We'll see what the dates are for next year's, because obviously, the only thing as I will say about this, I will try and prioritize it, but it depends of when the dates are for next year, because if it was because we're getting closer and closer for some reason to November.
Yeah.
Why November?
I say it is Halloween weekend this year.
Yeah, so UK PonyCon is over the Halloween weekend this year, and even though that isn't a problem for me at the point, this year's dates, I could, if I was able to do it, I wouldn't have a problem. But if the dates are in November, like mid to late November, I can't go, because why I'm saying that, and just making it very clear to people so people know, the reason why I'm saying that is my work, the Christmas hours start around about mid-November, and we're not allowed to have any time off. We're not allowed to take any holidays off, and so there's a certain cut-off point in November. I'm not allowed any sort of holiday or anything. I can't take any time off, because that's when my festive overtime rate starts, or my festive Christmas hours start. They start quite early where I work. I work in a factory, you see, so you can understand why. So yeah, depending on, well, I'll find out when the dates are for UK PonyCon next year. If the dates are okay and they're at a point of the year where I don't have a problem, I will prioritize it, and I will look at going to UK PonyCon next year, depending on the dates, because I really want to do UK PonyCon again. I really want. I know I'm making excuses. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but I'm not. This is, I'm just being real with you, because
Yeah. Well, as I say, life does get in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna, people are probably gonna start laughing at us while we're live, but it's just life gets in the way. Life throws spanners in the works, I want to go to conventions. I want to be able to do everything, but I just can't afford to do everything. I just can't afford to do everything.
Again,
It,
finances are finances again are an issue. It's
yeah,
time and finances.
it
But
is.
another thing is to say. I mean to say, if you by any chance did want to look at maybe going to Griffish Isles next year, John.
Hmm.
I don't know if you might plan to go to the TFN Manchester, but say if by any chance you didn't and you wanted to come to Griffish Isles instead, we could look at, because the main issue for me is just due to a lucky turn of events this year, which is why I was able to go and pay for the hotel. I mean the prices of the ticket, the con ticket, and spending money aren't a problem. It's the
Mm.
price of the hotel that's the issue. Under normal circumstances, it would be too much for me to go on my own.
Yeah,
But as I say, if you did want to go, we could look at um, maybe splitting, if it was potentially just me and you, or if we could work something out with the three of us to all go. We could split, because if all three of us went and we all split the hotel, it probably wouldn't be an issue.
yeah. I mean, like I say, I'm up for trying Griffish Isles at least. I haven't been to Griffish Isles yet. I know obviously Sam's been once and you've been twice. Well, yeah. So I want to. Yeah, I would like to try Griffish Isles. I know it's a smaller event, and
Yeah,
they don't get voice actors, but like you said, they got Peter New who played Big Mac on the
yeah,
big. They did it over video call, didn't they?
yeah. A
So
video call to Vancouver. Yeah, I nearly
yeah,
said Vancouver there, but no, Vancouver, not Van Hoover, like in Equestria.
yeah. I mean, obviously, all the voice cast except well, all of them are from Canada. They're all Canadian voice cast. Um, Yeah. So obviously that's where because French was Magic, it was all of it was handled. It was obviously Hasbro's, yes, but it was all handled in
Was John
kind of,
Delansky? I know Delansky who voiced Discord. I know he was obviously famous from Star Trek, but was he
yeah.
Canadian or American?
You know what? I don't know. Um, I actually don't know what his nationality is. Let me find out.
Yeah.
Very unprofessional of me. Probably somebody might tell us. John Delancey. He's American.
Yeah, I thought he was. I mean, he sounds American. I mean, I
Yeah, I
know
think.
obviously there's the big Bronies documentary that he hosted. Um,
Oh,
and
that's a really good one.
that was one of the first things I think I also watched before watching any episodes of the show. Back when I was getting into it.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean John Delancey. I'd love to meet him. I would absolutely love to meet
mm,
John Delancey because I mean this is the thing is that like after season 3 they started bringing in like guest voices.
yeah,
They started bringing in people like that weren't Canadian. They actually brought people in for that were obviously Canadian, American actors,
yeah,
as well as some British as well. There was a,
yeah,
there was because the reason why I'm making that significant is that usually when it comes to voice work in Canada, you have to either be Canadian or have a dual citizenship in America and Canada or wherever country you're from. Yeah, apparently, I don't know if it's changed in recent years, but I do know there was kind of like a strict rule. You either had to be born and bred in Canada or have a dual citizenship. So
yeah,
have a Canadian citizenship as well as wherever you originated from in order to work in voiceover or any sort of the creative arts that are done, developed or created or whatever in Canada. So, I mean, Tara Strong, she's got a dual citizenship because obviously
yeah,
she's Canadian, but she's also she resides and lives in America. She lives in LA, I believe.
yeah,
So yeah, so there is like, yeah, you have to have either born or have a dual citizenship a Canadian citizenship or something like that in order to be able to work there, which is one of them. But yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, after season 3, going into season 4, 5, and so on, they started bringing in like John Delancey, which was a massive big. Only certain people that were massive like OG Star Trek fans will know the reference because because obviously he was playing Q. He played
Yeah.
the. I mean, I'm not a massive Star Trek fan, but I do know of Q as a character. And basically, Q was designed and it was inspired by that character. That's why they got John Delancey to voice him because they're technically playing the same part, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had like a Doctor Who references in there, didn't you? There was like Doctor Who's.
Doctor Who's, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cool references to him at Griffish Hours because actually Peter New, who was their virtual guest, he actually I think was the voice of Doctor Who's as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the voice acting talent later on started voicing a lot of additional extra characters. I mean, I do know Tara. She's known for voicing obviously Twilight Sparkle, but she did. I think she did a couple of other additional voices as well for some other later seasons. Ashley Ball, she voices obviously mainly obviously Applejack and Rainbow Dash, but apparently I think she also voices a couple of other, at least another one or two more. But yeah, it's obviously as well. Tabitha St. Germain, she's obviously Rarity, but she's also Luna.
Yeah, I really want to meet her.
I'd love to meet her. I would love to meet Tabitha St. Germain.
I mean, there was, obviously, the PonyCon, I think the one that we went to the first time you came with us was at 2023. I think they were originally she was on the bill, but she had to pull out due to work commitments.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Originally they got Kelly Sheridan as well, didn't they, that year?
Yeah, and then
there's a few people that have been in MLP that I'd love to meet. There's is it Peter Tong? Peter Tong, who was Shining Armor, I think. He voices one of them was Shining Armor, I believe it was Twilight's big brother. And he voiced, and he also is a singing voice for a few characters, and he also Flash. He voiced Flash. I think it was Flash, and a few other characters he's voiced, male characters. But yeah, there's a fair few people that in the cast that I'd love to meet. Tabitha's definitely up there. I'd love. Obviously, you've met her already, but I still haven't yet met her. But that's Andrea
Litman.
Yeah, trying to get my words
out. Yeah, she was very nice.
Yeah, I'd love to meet her as well. Tara, definitely Tara, but to get her to the UK PonyCon would be a big tall ask, I think.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. Does Tara Strong do any conventions in the UK?
She has been to the. She doesn't come to the UK very often. To be honest, I'm not actually quite sure. She has been to the UK for a long time, but the thing is that she's basically up there with like your Frank Welker and Peter Cullen, and
she is. Yeah,
and your Billy West, like your A-list voice actors.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew who she was, years before I got into MLP. I knew of her for lots of work she'd done, like obviously I knew her from being Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, which obviously that being Lauren Force being a co-creator of Powerpuff Girls, again that's a connect with the MLP, and then I knew she'd been in like I think she'd been in Recess, and she'd been in Transformers.
Yeah, Tara Strong. She's been pretty much Tara Strong is my childhood. She's basically obviously her first voice role was Hello Kitty.
Yeah,
I believe she was about maybe 7 or 8 years old, maybe when she made her voice acting debut. I
I
might be wrong
know.
with that. She was really young when she started, but her first voice acting role was Hello Kitty, and then obviously she was in Batman as Batgirl, and she's voiced Batgirl. She's voiced Batwoman. A few Harley Quinn she's known for as well.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing I knew her for in the Little Mermaid 2, the straight to DVD,
oh yeah,
video / DVD sequel, she was the voice of Melody in that,
yeah,
Ariel's daughter.
yeah. She's actually she's that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was where she. I think I heard at one point I was saying that was her favourite job that she'd done. But she in there, because that was the around 2000, she was credited, I think, Tara Tarindroff, her original name.
Yeah, Jonathan's just saying he has to pop off, but thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Jonathan.
Thanks, Jonathan. Thank you so much for joining.
He just says, I got to go. But Tara Strong has been to MCM Comic Cons a couple of times in London. Oh, right. So she has been to the UK a few times, but mainly the big one in London, which would make sense because, yeah, they've probably got the money to be able to get her over here.
Yeah.
But she's never done any. She's not done She has done PonyCons in America. She has done the Americans one, but she hasn't done the UK PonyCons.
No. Well, obviously, again, it would come to, obviously, it would probably come to UK PonyCon's budget with her having over here, having to accommodate her, and having to manage everything. Because, just knowing how chaotic it sort of got when they had Ashley Ball, imagine what it would be like to work around having her there.
Oh yeah, that year with Ashley Ball, because obviously that was, to be fair to the staff of the UK PonyCon crew, to be fair to them, it was a last minute thing.
Yeah, it was, and I'm so thankful to them for getting, obviously they got her, and it was a last minute thing, so it was a very nice surprise. Yeah. The thing is, you probably wouldn't have been there with us then, would you, John, if they hadn't announced her?
Yeah, I actually wasn't able to do. I wasn't actually going to go to that one because I booked to go to another convention that year when Ashley Ball went to UK PonyCon. I made plans to go to another convention, which was in Reading. I was going to go to a convention in Reading, but I cancelled that and prioritised UK PonyCon that year because, of course, it's Ashley Ball and she voices my favourite character, so I had to go to see that. I had to go to that. But I do. The thing is, I don't like. So obviously, we've got people that are fans of the. We've got people obviously that are big fans of the channel. We've had obviously Ryan, who's actually met us. Well, met you and Sam and yourself, Lawrence, at UK PonyCons in the past.
Yeah.
I really want to be able to go to these and actually have a conversation with Ryan and a few other people that watch us. I really want to do it. I don't like letting people down like that. I feel like I am letting people down with not, going along to these.
Well, again, we're not big enough, really, as of yet.
No.
To be, to be guests at the conventions.
No. I don't mean it in that way.
No, I know what you mean, John. I'm having a laugh.
I don't know. Yeah, we're not quite. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, but we're not quite AC Race Best or anything like that at the moment. But no. I do feel like I'm kind of like letting people down a little bit with not turning up, and it's not all three of us together. Like tonight, Sam hasn't joined us for the stream. These things happen, and
they do.
Life gets in the way, and I have other stuff and other interests as well besides ponies that I like to try and do as well. And I want to try and live my life and not just be constantly on YouTube all the time. That's that's because end of the day, we're just three friends that decided to make a YouTube channel and just a way for us, a place for us all just to talk about ponies, because there are people we know of that are also friends of ours that don't get it that do not understand why we're fans of MLP, and
Yeah.
I wanted to.
And so, no offense to any in particular, but when you say this, John, I've got a mutual friend of ours, a certain mutual friend of ours in my head. You might guess who it. You might be able to guess who it is.
Yeah, I know exactly who it is. Yeah,
who really doesn't get it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, from the outside looking in, I mean, like I say, I mean, I was one of those people back once upon a time. I will be honest, I was one of those people that never entertained MLP at all throughout like G1, G2, G3. I never entertained it. I watched like a couple minutes of episodes here and there, and I just turned it off because I just was like, this is not for me.
Nah.
But when
again, I don't think I ever recall seeing any of the MLP series, the older series, but I only remember seeing toys. As I say, the big, the only the sort of the most vivid memory I have, what brings MLP to mind is the McDonald's. When obviously, when back in the days when McDonald's did like a promotion with the Happy Meals for boys and girls. They'd have a boys themed toy for boys to go with the Happy Meals, and then one for girls. And in cases when me and my little sister would go to McDonald's, she would get an MLP toy. Whereas the boys would get like an Action Man or something like that.
Yeah, that's the normal thing, isn't it? Really, come to be expected.
I think it's time to put the lights on. Get a bit.
But yeah, we just got BT14's come back in again, saying no need to feel bad. We understand. We are all just going through our personal journey. That is completely true. I mean, that is absolutely true. I completely agree with what you say there, and I thank you for that, BT14.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I do feel a little bit disheartened because I want to do it again with Sam and Lawrence. I'd love to be able to do it every single year. Every single year, I would love to do it, but the problem is UK PonyCon are messing about a little bit and changing and making the dates more closer to when I can't have any time off. And part of me is a little bit concerned is that it's going to end up being in November at some point, and I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. But I know the reason. I know that they're trying. I know this year it's probably because I want to do it. Obviously, it's for Halloween, of course, but which is fine. But I'm just a bit concerned. I'm really hoping next year's dates are at least if it's October next year, I can do it. If it's not, if it's like mid to late November, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's that simple. My work, my place, when it comes to festive working hours for
to
Christmas
be honest,
and all that,
I would be surprised if they moved it all the way to sort of mid-November time. So the idea of having it probably quite close to Christmas would be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I mean, for all I know, that this might just be a one-off. They might just be doing this for a little bit of a laugh. People dressing up in Halloween costumes and stuff. They
Yeah.
probably thought it was a good idea just to do it, or maybe they were having problems finding a premises.
Yeah, as I say, we know that last year UK PonyCon almost got cancelled. Luckily, they were able to get the venue in Birmingham. As I say, I think DMU will be quite a suitable venue because, like the Nottingham Trent University, it is obviously a university. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've never been to Leicester, to be honest. Leicester's one of the places I've never actually been to. So I can't really say anything about the venue itself, but Yeah, but like I say, I definitely want to do another UK PonyCon, and I'm definitely interested in what Lawrence just suggested about checking out Griffish Isles for the first time.
Yeah.
I would like to kind of spread my horizons and go to as many conventions in the UK as possible. I mean, I'd like to do Brony Scott as well. If all three of us can afford to do it one year,
Yeah.
we might try and do it. But
Well, yeah,
I,
yeah, maybe
we'll
it's
we'll see. I mean, like I say, Scotland. It's not going to be the cheapest to get to. Train's going to be expensive. I don't even know if we usually for conventions when we go to conventions we usually use National Express as an
yeah.
option of travel because it's
Yeah.
cheaper. But I do know certain parts of the UK, like Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, they don't have as many services for National
Yeah,
Express.
as I say, I mean, the thing is, in 2021, Sam and I were going to go to. We had booked and to go to Edinburgh Comic Con, but obviously with it being, well, obviously with us going back into lockdown unexpectedly, I think it was either the because we can't. I think we had 3 official lockdowns, didn't we?
Yeah.
It got cancelled. It got cancelled, and then we decided to do UK PonyCon 2021 instead, because we heard that was going to be on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I mean, yeah. I mean, like I say, I definitely, depending on the dates for UK PonyCon next year, if it's November, definitely not. If it's October, any other month, if it's any other month besides November and December, obviously for obvious reasons, of course. Uh, November and December are a no go for me to do anything. Um, but if it's
I really don't think it would go as far as December, to be honest. I mean,
no, I
yeah.
don't think it will.
I
But
mean, to be honest, yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, what venue? You know, what venue would be willing to
yeah,
host a pony theme event? You know, that close. You know, around Christmas time. I mean, I get that having a Christmas themed UK PonyCon would probably be very appealing, but
mm,
not who's going to be able and willing to go to it around that time.
yeah. I think is I do know. I think UK PonyCon they've been having a lot of problems, like logistical problems as well,
Yeah.
and because like to be quite honest, I really liked Nottingham. I really liked
Yeah,
Nottingham the
I
day.
did. I think the Nottingham Trent. I think that you know that university. I think that is a really good venue for it because you know you had the main stage area. You know that you know you could you know which they could do a majority of the they did all the panels on. They did all the contests. They did the ceremonies and they the concert and everything. You know you had you know and then you had a lot of room for your traders. I noticed, even though I still had Sam and I obviously still had a really great time last year in Birmingham, but there were a lot of complaints about the venue.
Mm,
You know, because it was quite a tight squeeze for everything, and
yeah, because I know obviously they wanted to go back to Nottingham, didn't they? For was it last year? Yeah, it was
yeah,
last year. They wanted to do Nottingham again, but there was other. I think there was something else, another event over the dates that they wanted that year, last year's UK PonyCon. So they wasn't able to go back to the Nottingham University where it's been for quite a few years, and then it was almost like it almost got cancelled for 2025. Almost got cancelled because they couldn't find anywhere to go, and then they ended up. Where was it? Where did they go again, Lawrence? Last year?
I can't remember the exact name of the event. I know it was Central Birmingham, but
It was Birmingham, yeah. I know what it was. It was Holiday Inn. It was the
yeah, holiday in Birmingham. Yeah, that's what it was.
yeah. It was It was originally a Holiday Inn that's been converted into a convention space now.
Yeah, convention centre. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently, yeah, it didn't go down too well. Apparently, it was a bit too crowded. Apparently, I never went to
Yeah,
that, but
and it was
but
still it still had a great time. It was of course still glad we went. I mean it's so much better to have it there than than no UK PonyCon at all. But you know
yeah,
as I say in comparison, Nottingham is the far superior venue. I'm looking forward to seeing, how DMU will accommodate in Leicester will accommodate the event. So
Yeah, I mean, I think Leicester's probably going to be. I mean, from what you've said, it's a bigger venue, which is good. Um, the thing is, I did like Nottingham. There was some pros and cons with the university in Nottingham for when UK PonyCon was there. There were some pros and cons. It was a great space. It was big, and it definitely did a good job of situating the convention. And the fact that they utilised the lecture halls and lecture rooms for the panels, which was a really
yeah,
clever idea. And then you had the main stage right in the middle for the concert and the panels and all and the main stage stuff. That's all cool. But the con I have with it is the acoustics was really bad. It was like very echoey, and obviously there's no kind of soundproofing or anything like that in order to make the sound good. And they also had a lot of they seem to have a lot of PA and a lot of problems with like stuff not working.
yeah,
Because the last time I
yeah.
went,
There
when
were a lot of technical
yeah,
problems. I agree. It's,
yeah, so I don't know if that was something to do with the building itself, and they were having problems with like connecting to stuff and things not working out properly. So there was a few factors at play, I think, why they wanted a few factors at play, and also there was a problem with like queue situation as well. As they found out in a very harsh way, the crew they found out in a harsh way when it came to bringing in somebody like Ashley Ball, for instance, who was last minute, which I will agree, it was last minute, and even though the people working the line queue for UK PonyCon that year, they did a good job of trying to ease it, but they lost control of it. They just lost control of of the queue situation, and it caused a lot of problems. It caused a lot
yeah.
of
I mean,
backlog and everything,
yeah.
and it
I mean,
caused
as I say, I know that I did the right thing that year, that Saturday, going straight from the opening ceremony to get in the first queue. And even so, I was in the queue for I think about over 2 hours.
to be
Um,
honest. Me and Sam should have done the same. All three of us should have gone together on the Saturday because we never saw anything of the Sunday. We saw nothing of the Sunday at all. We obviously usually when it comes to conventions, we usually leave getting autographs to the Sunday because Sundays are usually the quietest day of a convention.
yeah,
The, the,
I get like with TF Nation, I get why people do that. That's because
mm,
the Saturday is usually the main day still,
yeah,
but in cases you've got more time because you've got more time on the Sunday because they haven't got as many of the they've got less of the panels, and there's more time to go and meet the guests. Plus the guests are all usually situated around the venue, the vendors hall.
yeah.
And it's and you all go and queue up sort of at the desk in most cases, and unless they've got like a really special guest, say when they had Sue Blue, that she did those special guest signings.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, like I say, it also caused implications for Ashley Ball and or both the voice actresses that were there that year.
yeah, for AJ.
Yeah,
I mean,
AJ's. Well, AJ never had as many issues compared to say
no,
Ashley
I mean, as I
Ball, but
say, what I did was because yeah, obviously on that Saturday morning, I went and got straight in the queue after. I think at the end of the opening ceremony, I went and got straight in the queue for Ashley Ball. And I called
mm,
you. I tried to call you to let you know, but I heard you were looking for me and trying to call me. But I've sent you a text saying I've got straight in the queue, and it was like and then about 2.5 3 hours later, when after I'd met Ashley and had the photo with her and everything, and then I came back up to the main stage area and saw you and found you. So I've been in the queue to meet Ashley, and obviously yeah, and then on the Sunday, I one of the last things I did was I went to go and meet AJ, because there was no issues at all really getting to see her. Um,
Yeah, the queue for her was a lot better. I will
Yeah,
say that. It was just mainly Ashley Ball. I mean, obviously Ashley Ball. Obviously, she voices two of the main characters, but she's arguably voices one of the most popular of the main
yeah.
six. And I wasn't surprised that there would be a massive interest in her because obviously she has
No,
voiced
no, no.
other,
Of course, and
you know,
I really take my hats off to UK PonyCon for getting her. I mean, and obviously it was really great to meet Andrea too, and and Kelly, and hopefully at one point they'll get Tabitha. Hopefully they might get Tabitha Saint Germain at some point. I'd obviously really like to meet her because Luna's my favourite character. And obviously I do quite like Rarity as well, but um, again, the only thing is because what we did notice was that there were people. Obviously, when you're in a queue like that, and you've been in a queue on your feet for a couple of hours or more, people were like sitting down in front of us while still in the queue,
yeah,
and that was difficult
yeah,
because when the queue was trying to move along, things like that caused problems.
yeah.
And we did say we did witness a couple of people having sort of quite people who had people with disabilities and stuff who of course if you required assistance, some people had access to jump the queues, but some people got to the point where they were having breakdowns because they
Mm.
were struggling to cope.
Yeah, well, we witnessed somebody when we were queuing. Somebody had a bit of a breakdown, and they had to sort that out as well. At the end of the day, when it comes to conventions, like any sort of convention, you're dealing with people that have an issue with too many people in one space, maybe confined spaces, people that are on the spectrum, people that have learning difficulties or have social anxiety, things of that nature. And that queue situation did not help a lot of issue. It caused a lot of problems when Ashley Ball was there that year. So I think it's actually a good thing in a way that that they've moved away from Nottingham or the university and finding
Yeah.
other places because I genuinely think they needed a bigger premises mainly for the queue so they could actually devise a better system for the queues. But yeah, I mean, we still had a great time nonetheless. I had a really great time, and especially meeting Ashley Ball. It was fantastic. But
Yeah.
the thing is, you know, I mean, I would like to. I mean, hopefully next year, if Leicester does go down well, and the opinions for the Leicester venue is actually really positive, hopefully in next year's UK PonyCon might be at the same venue, and I would like to
Yeah,
check
well,
it out
of
at
course that
least.
would be very handy for me.
Yeah, for you, yeah, definitely. But yeah, well, like I say, I'm gonna definitely try and go to some more pony conventions. I mean, I'd love to check out Griffish Isles at least once. I know it's a smaller venue, but I would
Yeah,
definitely like to
but
go along
as
and
I
check it
say,
out.
having been twice now, and really got the vibe for it. Griffith Shores is a really nice. It's a little pony convention, and there's still a lot of people. It was still very fun. I think you'd like it, and I think what differentiates it from PonyCon, other than it being a lot smaller, is the fact that it does seem to be geared a lot more at the older fan base, because
Yeah,
at
I mean,
least do 90
yeah,
95% of the attendees seem to be.
yeah.
So,
I think the only two conventions in the UK besides Griffish Isles, of course. I mean, I think the only two in the UK, obviously UK PonyCon and Brony Scott. I think those two are the only ones that are kind of like multi-generation.
yeah.
I think. I mean, the like UK PonyCon is like a celebration of all things My Little Pony. That
Yeah, it is.
you know,
I mean, and that's cool. I mean, because the only thing is that it's funny like when you meet traders and like the really older fans from sort of the 1980s, and I'm thinking that they're trying to show me characters that I don't know who they are because I really don't have any real interest in in anything up till Friendship is Magic.
mm.
Um,
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't have any sort of interest in anything prior. I mean, the only stuff I like is obviously Frenchman's Magic for MLP. I like some aspects of G5. Not
Yeah,
obviously the story for G5 was all over the place. The only thing I like about the story is the the whole kind of like the whole arc around Misty is my favorite
yeah,
aspect of
yeah. She
G5.
was. I got a little Misty figure actually from Griffish Isles.
Oh, nice. But yeah, like the whole like arc around Misty was really well developed, and I think it was like the best part of G5. And I also like the music, the songs that feature Misty are my favorites.
Yeah, she overall, I think, was kind of probably the best character.
She was. I
She
mean,
overall had the
yeah,
she became sort of the mains the last of the main six there, didn't she?
yeah, yeah. I mean, she became the sixth element bearer, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
She became the sixth member.
Well, as I say, with the main five in Gen 5, what it originally starts as, I appreciate that they had a couple of male members in the main five, which I thought was a good, a good way to differentiate and make them maybe a bit more appealing to both to all genders. I'd say, is the idea of having more male members as the main characters.
Yeah,
I did like Sunny, and I did like Sunny, and I did like Izzy as characters.
yeah. I mean, this is the thing. Like when uh, when G5 first started, obviously we got introduced to the movie first, and the movie for me is fantastic. I really do like that film,
Yeah,
irrespective of the obviously Make Your Mark wasn't very good compared, but I loved the film. And to be honest, all the characters in the film were really well developed, and they
yeah,
definitely
they were. Yeah,
they
I
were
say,
actually
yeah, a new generation film was a
yeah
really good starting point, but taking into account that it's a pilot, it's potentially piloting a show that's going to have a much a very heavily reduced budget compared to the film's budget. It's going to have lower production values. Um, you have
yeah.
to take into account that the quality is going to be downgraded when it comes to the series.
Oh, that's understandable to a degree, yeah. But they had a lot of constraints as well when it came to bringing in certain characters. Because, like I
Yeah,
said, that they only did Twilight in the series for that one scene, and they found out that it costs a lot of money just for her to make an appearance.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And again, personally, I think what I would have rather is maybe if they weren't certain that they were going to be able to bring her in, I would personally have rather that they hadn't done that. And
yeah.
so I was kind of thinking, I don't know, is the reason of having her appear for those couple of seconds and that maybe a reason to sell a Gen 5 style Twilight toy. But
Well, yeah. I mean, end of the day, it's a toy line, just like
yeah,
it's a Hasbro property. It's all about trying to make merchandise out of it, of course.
it is.
But no, I mean the thing is, I honestly think if G5 was its own thing, if G5 was its own thing, it probably would have done better.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree. Which is what
yeah,
what I'm hoping that Hasbro or whoever will do next regarding moving on with the franchise. Um,
yeah. I mean, I'm hoping we'll find out something this year if there's going to be a G6 because there's been very little development when it comes to the future of MLP. The only bit of information I know is that they want to do a rebrand of the MLP brand. They want to rebrand it or relaunch it. which would mean a rebrand would mean they want to try and get away from G4 and try and kind of like redevelop it with like a new story, new characters, a new world, environment, everything, which I think needs to happen because even though I'm a big fan, I have spoken about this in videos on the channel as well, but I love Fredbear's Magic, don't get me wrong, and I would love to see a return of those characters make an appearance again in the future, but the problem is that if they do make if they make a G6 and it is still anchored, if it is still anchored to G4, they're going to have problems, financial problems, because they're going to have constraints just like G5 did.
Yeah,
So,
well, as I say, I think really what I'd hope for is that they've learned their lesson, and I think to be honest, if they were to do it again, if they were to take this risk again, and to be honest, given that it's been a couple of years now, I think maybe it really is time, because the love for G4 for Friendship is Magic won't go away, you know. But I think you know, in terms of having a new generation of fans in mind, maybe it would. I think they might think now it is time to rebrand, have some, you know, a fresh new start, new characters, new story, or you know, rebranded, you know, or you know, rebooted versions of the classic characters. You know,
yeah,
you know, mainly for the new fans. You never know.
yeah. I mean,
The
I don't know.
long-term fans might like it.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what this rebrand could be. I don't know if they want to try something different. Um, I would like, if they do a rebrand, I would like them to kind of stick to a very similar animation style to Generation 4, as in hand drawn,
Yeah.
digital. You know, I want it to have a similar. I don't. I mean, like I say, I didn't have a problem with the fact that G5 was CGI. I didn't have a problem with
No,
it
no,
being
no.
3D
I
animation.
kind of like the fact that it was, because I think obviously I know they've done the Tell Your Tale series, which is 2D animation,
Hmm.
which is okay. I mean, which I suppose in a way is Gen 5's equivalent to Equestria Girls in terms of, you know, having a side series. You know, but then again, it's like I think, to be honest, having it as CGI really helped to differentiate it, and because I don't recall that people made a huge amount of comparisons to the styles of Gen 4 and Gen 5, because there were some similarities, but
There was some similarities. I mean, like I say, I mean, you can. It's written all over it. I mean, like all the main characters for G5 have similarities to the main six of G4.
yeah,
So, I mean, obviously, Sunny is meant to kind of be like a mirror of Twilight, and then you've got Izzy, who is like the Pinkie Pie, and then you've got Zip and Pip, that I would probably say is. I would say, well, Pip, I would say Pip Petals, I'd say she's more like your Rarity.
she is, yeah, she's,
And then Zip, of course, is Rainbow Dash. And then I
yeah,
would say Hitch is supposed to kind of be like the male version of Applejack.
mm,
You know, that they all kind of share very similar traits. And that's the thing is, I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem with a a show. I don't have a problem with a show having some kind of an anchor point to G4 in some way, but the problem is like they found out, like Netflix found out, and like the people working on it found out, with having it connected to G4, it is so financially expensive to make cameo appearances.
yeah,
Apparent, you know, if they wanted to bring back all of those characters, or at least one of them in a couple of episodes here and there, they each time that character makes an appearance, or how many they do, they have to pay. I think it's Discovery Family that own a partial stake in the rights to the characters, and that's where the money goes to. if a G4 character makes an appearance in anything, you have to pay Discovery Family a fee for that cameo appearance.
Mm,
And that's the problem. That's that they couldn't afford that with the
no.
financial. They had financial issues with the series, Make Your Mark series after the film. So I think going forward, personally, what I would like going forward, if there is definitely still going to be a rebrand, because it was gonna the rebrand was going to launch apparently from what I read in 2027. The it was gonna the timestamp was meant to be 2027, 2028 was when we're gonna start getting a rollout of new merch, new toys, and probably a new animated series, possibly as well at some point within the next year or two. That was meant to be kind of the timestamp, but we were supposed to find something out this year. Now we're only in May. There is still time for 2026 for any news to be broken on it, but there is still a lot of big conventions coming up very soon as well. Like, obviously, you've got San Diego Comic Con, you've got New York Comic Con. I do know there is at least two per year Hasbro Investor Days, investor events, and basically anything Hasbro that is like movies, anything Hasbro, any movies, animations, toys, anything that
Yeah,
they're working on, all gets showcased at those events. And
yeah,
I do know in the past when Friendship is Magic was happening, when Friendship is Magic was happening, like a new series, or when the movie got announced, it got announced and it got showcased at the Hasbro investor events, and then it got showcased at New York Comic Con as well as SDCC and things like that. So there is still big events going on this year. So I'm hoping, there is going to be big events happening this year that where they can showcase anything or announce stuff. But I mean, I'm hoping we'll find out some point out of this year if there is definitely going to be a rebrand or any sort of inkling that there is going to be. It has been greenlit by. The problem is as well is finding a home for this new series if they do make another
yeah,
animated
yeah.
series.
Finding a platform. I mean, again, I mean, nowadays, so few people now probably watch mainstream regular TV. It's just all they all want to stream on things. I mean, because
Well, it's
as
gonna.
currently you can watch all of Gen 5, you can watch all of Gen 4 on YouTube. I think Hasbro, Hasbro officially put out, officially agreed to put out all of like Power Rangers and Friendship is Magic on YouTube, so people can watch it for free. So I think now the way it works is they can profit just from the views that the shows will get on YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. I do know
Um,
as well is all of Friendship is Magic. And well, I don't know if it still is. I know a lot of stuff is kind of timed when it comes to Prime Video, but
yeah,
on Prime Video, Amazon Prime streaming service, Prime Video, here in the UK, all 9 seasons of Friendship is Magic is available to watch for free or part of your membership at the moment on Prime Video, as well as the Equestria Gale films. And I think they've also got the specials on there as well. I don't know if they've got all of them, but you can actually watch the specials as well. But like I say, it's all timed. It's all timed, so it's only available for a limited time, and then it goes off again, and you got to pay
yeah,
or rent for it. But um, I think that's actually really good that because besides YouTube, Prime Video is the only other place where you can watch it in its entirety in the UK.
yeah,
Because, like I say, I mean, with us, we when we was watching it and it was airing, because Friendship is Magic when it was airing, you had the Canadian air date, and then you had the American,
yeah,
and then you had the UK. So the Canadian and the American air date, I think it was the same day, and then I think we were like 24 hours, or I think it was like a day behind when it was the release schedule for the episodes here in the UK. So once it aired in Canada and America, then it was, I think it was us after that. So I can't remember where we watched it on. I don't know if it was YouTube or some kind of site online that had the episodes each time, would update the episodes. But no, I mean, I would like a G6 for sure. I'd love a Generation 6. I would
I'd
definitely
like to
watch
see
it if
what
it
I'd like to
starts.
see what they come out with. Nonetheless, whether I like it or whether I don't like it, I just like to see what they come out with.
Yeah. I mean, I want something original. I want new characters. That is the only way forward. That, in order to get true development and to really draw out and to really develop a new world, new characters, new abilities, everything. You can't have an anchor point when it comes to Friendship is Magic. You've got to get away from Friendship is Magic in order for you to have free reign of the story and come up with something really interesting, I think. Because unless whoever picks it up, whoever's going to be the new home for a new G6 animated series in the future, unless they put more money into it, unlike Netflix, because Netflix didn't put enough money into it for the Make Your Mark in order for them to be able to afford to bring in cameo appearances. Whoever's going to be the next home for G6, if they put more money into it, then yes, they can have it anchored to G4, because then they've got more financial money there to be able to bring in cameos and bring in Twilight or bring in Rainbow or any character that was part of G4. They can do that.
But then again, another point is that you've had another generation. You've had Gen 5, which is now finished several years ago, and that's, I think, the idea of having something still connected to Gen 4, Gen 5 now.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, it just wouldn't. It really wouldn't work unless they did it, absolutely right. And unless if Hasbro, had complete control over, the next rendition of MLB, and they maintained all the rights and they could do what they wanted. That's where it might be okay to have it connected to the previous gen. But then again, if they don't, and they try and make it connected, but then they still have the same kerfuffles that Gen 5 had, I think it would be best to reboot it.
Well, yeah, either that or a complete relaunch of the brand and just create something totally new, like a new clean slate. Yeah. I think that's the only way forward, unfortunately. I mean, I would absolutely love them to finish off the story arc for Equestria Girls, because that's not going to happen anytime soon. That boat's definitely sailed. Because why I say that is that they, we never saw. There was meant to be a human version of Sunset Shimmer, and that was going to be kind of the final. That was going to be. Apparently, there was plans. Apparently, it's been drafted. There's art. There's concept stuff. Everything. There was stuff ready to go in order to make that into reality. But it technically got cancelled, because when they did the web series for Equestria Girls, all the specials and the web series where they were like 10 to 15-minute episodes, it actually ended up getting cancelled. They never actually officially announced it was cancelled, but it's been kind of like what you call a soft cancellation, where they haven't really said if it is or not.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't continued. But even though I do love Equestria Girls, I love all of it. I love all the films, and I like the web series. I prefer this. I prefer the feature-length specials where they actually kind of like they made like 45-minute, 50-minute specials where basically all the episodes that they compiled that were a part of it, as in the singular YouTube ones, they would compile them and make like a feature-length thing.
Yeah,
I really liked them.
I haven't seen very many of them. I've seen bits of them, but obviously I've seen all the films a few times. But Yeah, I mean, what? Yeah, I think what I'd just say is, I think the safest thing to do with the MLP franchise moving forward, and I think that's not just with MLP, but with with many franchises, many big hit franchises that are being screwed over by studios and just being dug into the ground by,
Yeah.
I think do something original.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, at the moment, I think animation is
Yeah,
really kind of going into a certain direction now. Like, there's a lot of independent stuff being made now. You got like the Amazing Digital Circus, which is on Netflix
yeah,
at the moment. That's really kind of like making waves with a lot of fans in the Brony fandom, Pegasus the fandom.
yeah.
Uh, well, animation
No,
fans in
obviously,
general.
yeah. I'd say something
You
really
know,
good,
yeah.
original. I think K-pop Demon Hunters is one of the best things. Of
Oh
course,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
made a huge impression in
That's
in
just been an
in
absolute powerhouse, that has. It really has. I
yeah,
mean, I really liked it. I mean, I've been to the cinema to see it twice when they did the screenings, fan screenings. I've been to the fan screenings twice, and I've watched it God knows how many times. Sam's definitely beaten me how many times he's watched it, but
yeah,
I've watched it a fair few times, and the soundtrack is great. I honestly think that's probably going to be the next like flash in the pan. Like, I think K-pop Demon Hunters is probably going to become kind of like what Frenchman's Magic was back in 2010.
yeah,
Um, I think this is going to be like the next flash in the pan, massive like worldwide phenomenon. Next to well, I honestly think it is. I mean, some people won't agree with me on that, but I generally think K-pop Demon Hunters has a lot of potential because they've already got a lot of plans in place for that. They've got they want to do a world tour and do a massive concert.
yeah. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
They want to do that and bring it all the way around the world, which is fantastic. Uh, there was originally going to be a stage play, but apparently that's been cancelled. They don't think it would probably work as a live action thing.
Yeah, I agree. Whilst the music would definitely be good on stage, I think
Oh yeah,
having
I mean, if it was a concert, definitely would work. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
a
just like
concert definitely, but
having the story play
yeah,
out on stage, I can't see that working very well.
no. Apparently, they wanted to do a live action adaptation of it, and that's been promptly cancelled. I
Yeah,
think.
no, no, please don't.
Yeah, I
Please,
don't think it. I don't think it
please
was.
learn from
Yeah,
Disney's mistakes
yeah,
and don't do that.
yeah. I honestly, yeah, that's been promptly cancelled. That's definitely not moving forward. But I think I would like maybe an animated series. Apparently,
Yeah,
there is some plans because apparently there is like speculation that they would like to do some kind of like pre stuff, like maybe kind of feature the past members, the past people that demon hunters. Like when you see in the film that you got like from like the originals, and then it goes through the decades, like through like the 50s, the 30s, the 60s, and so on. Uh, there is kind of like interest of like maybe kind of like maybe I don't know. I mean, that would be interesting to kind of like do like a series or something based on the past, the
yeah,
past,
yeah. I agree.
and
Just don't
obviously,
know. Yeah,
there's going to
I'm
be a
gonna,
sequel as
yeah,
well.
I'm gonna have to call it a night in a minute, but I'm gonna have something to eat.
Yeah, that's fine. I
I'm
was actually
actually
thinking
eating
of
some lunch.
I was actually thinking of bringing it to an end. We're
Yeah,
almost at 2 hours, anyways. But no, anyways. So yeah, I mean, yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters is
yeah,
fantastic. Loved it. But yeah,
absolutely.
just to finish off quickly, uh, I really hope we find out something about G6. Any more information on this
Yeah,
rebrand?
yeah. Hopefully,
If there
it
are,
won't be too long. And
yeah, I'm hoping we'll find out something about this rebrand if it does actually move forward, and I hope we find out some information so we can actually talk about something on the channel. But no, so yeah, we're gonna go now. So I just want to say very quickly before we go, big thank you to Silver Moon, our friend Sam, for joining us
hey,
very at
Sam.
the beginning. Thank you to Ryan on Wi-Fi for joining us again. Thank you to Jonathan Wignall as well, and BT14. So thank you to everyone that has joined us as we've been live and chatted with us. Again, very quickly, I will try to get to another MLP convention very soon. I'm going to try and see about doing it for next year, either UK PonyCon or whatever. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the continued support on the channel. As always, we really, all three of us, appreciate it. And again, very quickly, I do apologise for Sam not joining us again. Something's happened.
But then
I'll
again,
find out.
life sometimes throws a spanner in the works. So, but I'm sure
It does.
at some point you'll see him again soon.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so. Any last minute thing you want to say, Lawrence, before we go?
Just say, well, thank you. And I say, if there's anyone here who was at Griffish Isles, I didn't really get noticed by anyone, but it was great to be there. It was a very fun weekend, and of course, I, along with Sam, will be at UK PonyCon this October. I'm sure we'll be back before then. We'll look in. I'm sure we can look into the coming weeks. To do our next stream, can't we, John?
Yeah.
And my plan is at some point I will try over this weekend to get a finished video of all the footage I have compiled for Griffish Isles. It's not a huge amount, but there is enough footage to make sort of a decent length video. So I will try and upload that.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, as I say, thank you so much to all of you. We really do appreciate your support.
Yeah, so thank you very much from both me and Lawrence, sorry. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back soon. We'll try and do another live stream very soon. We're going to mainly try and do live streams until something major development gets released in regards to a future G6 or whatever. But anyway, so thank you for the support on the channel as always, and I hope you liked the new layout. I hope it works out. I hope the microphone picks me up. All right. But anyway, so thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. And have a great weekend.
All right.
Enjoy your weekend as well.
John.
See you soon.